Crafting memorable moments goes beyond decor and DJs, even for couples and brands and event goers seeking something sophisticated and inclusive. There's a new kind of bar in town. It was founded in 2023 by Christian Ribeiro. BarCanna blends upscale service with cannabis-forward innovation. In other words, pot related stuff, delivering bespoke. You notice I had to stop and look. I wanted to make sure I was on the right script. As I was reading that, I'm like, that sounds like we're talking about a children's party store. No, this is not children's. Anyway, delivering bespoke experiences through both through wonderful activations and luxe private events. I think I think you wrote this, didn't you? Good morning to our to our friend Christian Ribeiro. Come on the camera. Did you write that intro? It sounds like you wrote it
Good.
for our producer.
So I did write that intro.
It's all good. Listen, we love your whole concept. I'm not condemning you. I'm praising you. Tell everybody what Bar Canna is and where you're located. Let's start with that.
Sure. So we're located in New Jersey. We travel all over New Jersey. And BarCanna, we operate with a dual model approach. And essentially, we do experiential marketing for brands and for dispensaries. And we do private events like weddings and birthdays, anniversaries, fundraisers.
Listen, this is brilliant. So is it mostly we're talking about edibles that you guys bring on?
No, so we do everything. We do everything from flower, concentrate, vapes, edibles, mocktails. We do snow cones, live joint rolling. We'll do custom party favors. So nothing's impossible.
Okay. And listen, I was that guy who 5 years ago would have said we don't need more hallucinogenic type substances on the market. And by the way, I include alcohol in that. I think, alcohol is the most abused drug, obviously, period. And I'm glad to see that there's been a drastic reduction in alcohol use. My concern is that younger people are getting involved in some of the newer pot that's out there and some of the new we call it politely cannabis. It's cleaned up. But do we see the THC levels really elevated a lot in some of the newer cannabis? You're doing it responsibly. I praise you for that. It's not you, but I know that a lot of the people who don't do it the legal way, which is what you're doing, they're now going back to the guy on the street and they're getting stuff that's way stronger than it needs to be. Am I wrong?
No, so the cannabis is definitely stronger, and there's definitely a bunch of different methods of consumption now. So it's no longer just smoking a joint. You can eat it, you can drink it, you can put a transdermal patch on. So the
Mhm.
market is definitely evolving. The products are evolving. They're definitely getting stronger. Most markets you have essentially a THC driven market, so they're not going for the other cannabinoids that have medical properties as well. They're just going for the THC, which is, the focus of the market right now. But it is shifting into, CBN is a good alternative for sleep, and it's in a cannabinoid. So they're shifting to other cannabinoids slowly, but it's still pretty much a THC driven market.
Mhm. Hey, listen, I use CBD oils for my arthritis. I use them every day. It's a derivative, obviously. It's great. It's the non, for those who don't realize, it's the stuff that doesn't make you high, but it's a great byproduct of cannabinoids. And THC, listen, we used to chuckle when people said, let's go for a couple of drinks, ha ha ha. But then whenever someone said, let's go for a joint, it was like, what? No, like there was something so wrong. You're still talking about intoxicating. And if you're okay with having champagne at a wedding, why not be okay with having an edible or transdermal patch as long as you're not driving, you have a designated driver and you're going for a celebration, right? And that's the whole point.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a much better event. We haven't had any events where anybody gets aggressive. The cannabis events are very peaceful. I always say that they're the best parties because they start on time, they end on time, and there's really no issue. So it's really a lot of fun. It's a new alternative that I think is definitely going to take shape.
I'm glad you said that because yes, alcohol does bring out a lot of aggression, not just men. Oh my God, the worst girl fights I've seen have been drunk women at bars, and they get into some nasty hair pulling and not fun. So yes, alcohol definitely brings out aggression. And you're right. Pot tends to mellow people out. Again, as long as you're not driving, you got a designated driver in this day of Uber and Lyft. If you have, you decide, listen, I'm going to smoke or I'm going to vape or I'm going to do a patch or whatever, just take a car service home and enjoy yourself. As long as it doesn't become your all encompassing thing, and you just do it for recreation at a wedding or at a party, why not? So you integrate hospitality expertise into cannabis events to create something totally new. So talk about that because it's not a location. You go from place to place, right? You go from party event to party event or gathering to gathering.
Yeah. So we go to any wedding, any birthday, essentially you're 21 and over, you want to have a celebration and you want to incorporate something different into your event, we can be there no problem. And essentially, it came about because I started to use it in 2010 due to a precancerous disease that I was diagnosed with.
Mhm.
So I started to see the actual benefits of cannabis. Obviously, I was using it a little bit recreational before that, but I think even if people are using it recreational, they're not aware of the benefits they might be receiving while they're using it. So after some research and some time, my wife and I put together BarCanna, to kind of merge the both industries. I have a lot of experience in the hospitality industry, so I definitely wanted to bring those two worlds in together to replicate that feel, that lounge and bar feel at events. So people, when you come up to the bar, you're hanging out, you're getting a joint rolled by one of our bartenders, you're talking with your friends at the bar while our bartender makes your mocktail with infused, tincture or whatever the case may be. So it's very much a relaxed feel. People are really enjoying themselves. They're laughing. They're talking about their old cannabis experiences, so it's very much a very enjoyable moment.
So you can infuse drinks with this? I didn't realize that.
Yeah. So we work with different brands. So essentially they have different products like tinctures, or they have a squeeze select where you can essentially just drop a few drops in your drink, and you have a little THC in there.
That's fascinating. And the difference being here is that number one, you're not going to get hungover. You're not going to get nauseous, right? You're not going to get, in fact, just the opposite. Doesn't that help calm your stomach?
It does help calm the stomach. There are situations where you can overconsume and you can get nauseous, you can get, very ill effects. So we monitor that very strictly. We know that this is something so new that one mess up and it can throw us out forever. So we are keeping track on that. And our bartenders are monitoring the situation. So we dose properly, we engage our guests and ask for, their experience with cannabis to be able to give them the proper dosage so they have a good time and avoid that situation. But in most cases, if you are feeling a little off, cannabis could definitely help you.
That's just fascinating. And again, yeah, you're the responsible one. I just get concerned with people who feel that now that it's legal, et cetera, I can go to the legal dispenser, or I'll go back to Joe on the street who's selling the crap that could be laced with fentanyl. This is what gets me. You're doing it the right way, and it pisses me off that you end up getting besmirched, if you will, because the jerk on the street is selling the illegal stuff. And it really pisses me off. You're doing it clean, you're doing it regulated, you're following the rules because it's a business. You want it to last, and you're paying taxes. You want it to last because you want to do it right, et cetera, following the rules. And then people still go to the guy on the street and buy it because they're shaving a couple of bucks, but you don't know what the hell you're getting on the street. And it's dangerous. This is not dangerous, doing it the legal way. You're doing it as safe and legal as possible. I appreciate you. Listen, and you're a good business person in New Jersey. What is a website for more information, Christian?
Sure. So you can visit www.barcannanj.com.
And that's two N's, right? B A R
That's
C A
two
N N
N's.
A.
Yep,
All right. All right.
absolutely.
Listen, come back again. I think this is a fascinating concept, and I hope you do really well, Christian. Really, come back and tell us how things continue to go. It's been 2 years in the make, and we hope it continues to grow. BarCanna founder Christian Ribeiro, thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much, Ken. It was a pleasure.
Likewise, thank you.